Forward on this. All right. Welcome, everybody. Today we're going to be playing a campaign that I wrote in just about 48 hours. This is going to go super well. We open on a world very much like our own, where magic and technology coincide, interact very interestingly. The world's been like this for a while, and honestly, everybody's pretty okay with it, okay about it. There's a lot of history to the world. There's a lot of things that's weird about this world because magic's in it. We're going to kind of cover none of that because it has no bearing on what we're doing today. Instead, we're going to be focusing on one classroom at Brookside University in Innsmouth, Massachusetts. In this classroom is a bunch of students. All these students are taking their final for their forensic anthropology class. Everybody is just sitting around, milling around, trying to cram in some last minute studying. And for that, can I have everybody roll an intelligence check for me real quick?
Not me forgetting to get dice out for a D&D session. Never. What are you asking us to roll?
General intelligence check. Anthony, that's going to be a D20 plus your intelligence modifier, which is on your character sheet.
I rolled a 12, the modifier is +2. So
14.
Okay.
14.
Just give me a second.
I got a 19.
19.
I got a 3.
A 3. And a 12. Okay. So, Anthony, Jack, you both paid attention during the class. You both took pretty good notes, and you were able to, and while you were reviewing, you were able to consolidate all these notes into pretty good basic review sheets, because this is an open notes course. This is an open notes test.
Awesome.
Let me just, because I didn't think that I would need to convert these to PDFs, and Jack has proven me wrong. So let me just convert these to PDF. Just give me a hot second. Delaney, you, for whatever reason, you took okay notes, but you forgot to study until the last minute. Maybe you had a bunch of other finals to study for. Maybe you just forgot about this. But your notes are less sparse, less thorough, but at least you remembered them. So there's Anthony's notes there.
Got something. May not be anything good, but you got something.
I wrote my name on the paper.
It may be a Calvin and Hobbes comic book, but like, it's something. It will help.
So I'm sending y'all's notes for the test.
It's that. It was. You sent it to me privately, guys.
Yeah.
How many documents will I have to open for this?
Okay. And so yeah, y'all are studying your notes. Y'all are just milling around. Can y'all describe your characters for each other real quick? starting with Jack.
Give me a second. Hello, I am Huntakar Summermoon, but I go by Hunt. I'm a half-orc fighter, and I'm a Rune Knight fighter. Yeah, gray skin, tusks. Your average half-orc.
Okay. Delaney, would you like to describe your character?
You know what, because you put the Easter egg in there, I'm just a little blue tiefling. And I'm a cleric, and I'm not used to being the cleric. You could just call me Moss. My name is Moss Widow Jazz. And apparently I'm just here for a good time and not a long time.
Fair enough.
Hey, as long as it was.
Thank you, Delaney.
You're very welcome.
Now, Anthony, would you like to describe your character?
Human, female, blonde hair, white skin, probably wearing some kind of cool robe or whatever. Whatever's in fashion for wizard types to wear.
Love it.
All right, cool.
All I'm getting off the character sheet at the moment.
I forgot. Oh, okay. We're just gonna amend that one because I changed it.
All right, cool. So y'all are looking around, and you see on the tables you have a bunch of articulated skeletons out in front of you. All of these skeletons have various states, are in various states of they all have different trauma on them.
All dead. That's trauma, right?
You're right.
Hold on just a second. Let me get some dice real quick. And as y'all are milling around and looking at all this, the door opens. And
Not the door.
a woman walks through the door. She is pretty tall. Excuse me while I look for dice. She's pretty tall. She has blonde hair, pretty long blonde hair. She's an older individual. She's maybe around 60-ish, but she has elven ears, so you have no idea. She could be 40, she could be 120. Screw it. And you all know this to be your professor for the class, Dr. Ashlyn McQueenie. So Ashlyn walks up to the front of the class and says, "Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Thank you all for showing up on time and having everything ready. As you all can see, we have a bunch of skeletons in front of us. This final, I hope to make it a bit more interesting, more practical than some of the other finals that you may be taking this semester. And so, hang on a sec. And so she pulls back this whiteboard to reveal everybody in the class is grouped in groups of 3 with a case number right next to theirs, right next to their number. You will all be assessing the biological profile and the trauma associated with one skeleton. You all should know how to do that, And you should have ways to do that. You have your notes. You should have your notes. She looks around the room to see if there's anybody with like overly terrified faces. You all have your notes. Good. So yes, the lab next door will be open for you to experiment with different types of trauma, as it was during our trauma unit. And yes, you will have an hour and a half to assess the biological profile and the trauma, and you then report that to me so I can check your answers. If you fail, no worries. If you don't do it, no worries. I'll give you 3 tries. Anybody wants to, if anybody leaves without asking my permission, if anybody leaves the class without asking my permission, I'm sorry, but I cannot let you back into the exam unless you ask my permission to leave first. And the 3 of you, you see you are all grouped in the same group. And next to your group's name is the identification number.
I have a question.
Yes?
What is our group's name?
Very important.
That amongst yourselves.
Okay.
You see next to y'all's group's names, is the number 2020-2257, which you all will find in the middle of the classroom off to the side.
Awesome. Can I go investigate the skeleton that's ours?
Just give me a minute. Now, before we break out and do this, I just want to say how proud I am for all of you doing such great work this semester, and I'm really rooting for y'all. Y'all can do this. I believe in you. Now go get him. And you all get 5 temporary hit points and an advantage on wisdom saving throws, as you're all affected by her motivational speech. And break. You can now go to your skeleton and do stuff.
Okay.
Let's investigate the skeleton.
Yes.
Okay. So
we're looking for trauma apart from actually being dead.
I think we're looking for the reason, the trauma that caused the death.
So what sort of skeleton are we assigned, I guess?
Okay, so the skeleton in front of you is very clearly human. I'm not going to have you roll investigation or anything for that. The skeleton is very clearly human as opposed to elven or half-orc or what have you. At this point, Dr. McQueenie has also written up on the board that the ancestry of your individual is European white, which shouldn't have a whole lot of bearing on what you're doing, but yeah. So yeah, y'all want to investigate the skeleton?
Okay, so this is just notes, not what I'm actually looking at. Okay.
Yeah, the notes that I've sent you are notes that your character has taken into the class.
Got it. So what do we
All
have?
right.
It's an entire skeleton of a human.
Mm-hmm.
So any details that would be relevant?
They have trauma on them. If you'd like to examine the skeleton, please give me an investigation or a perception check, your choice.
I got a 15 to perception.
Got the 12 to perception.
15 to perception, 12 to perception, and
3 to investigation.
3
Batting
to
1,000.
investigation.
Well, 3 plus 4, I guess.
3 plus 4, 7. Okay, good to know. Hang on. So what are y'all looking for? Each of y'all, what are
I'm looking for biological gender, biological sex.
Okay. What
I guess
are
that
you using?
what exactly are we're supposed to identify the sex of the skeleton
Oh.
and whatever kind of trauma is going on? I'm not sure quite.
Okay, so the biological profile that Dr. McQueenie is having you look at is biological sex. She's asking you to estimate biological sex, stature, and age, and also assess trauma.
What's meant by stature?
Stature is like height.
Okay. Well,
All right.
is there a
So,
ventral arc on this skeleton?
what was that, Anthony? Sorry.
Is there a ventral arc on this skeleton?
You hold on. So you're looking at the skull.
I'm also looking for a ventral arc or a subpubic concavity.
No, y'all are both looking at the pelvis. Okay.
Yes.
So
I have no idea what a ventral arc is in real life.
I assume it's on the pelvis.
Yes, the ventral arc is on the pelvis. There's a big block of text that I really should have
The ventral arc is a curved line of bone that's on the most forward side of the pubic region of the pelvic bone.
Yep. Okay, so
I believe.
Okay, so Anthony,
Yes.
you're looking specifically for the pelvic, for the ventral arc, and you do see it. You do see this this ridged area of bone with what could be seen as a little bit of a triangle off towards the end. You don't see a whole lot else other than that. Jack, you're looking at the other os coxa, and you notice that the area just beneath where you would see the ventral arc is curved. It's concave.
Could that be a subpubic concavity?
That's up to you.
Ah, I see.
You also notice a thin ridge of bone on the.
What could theoretically be an ichthyopubic ramus ridge?
That's up for you to decide. Okay. Delaney, you rolled
11.
You rolled a 12. What are you looking for?
I'm going to look for these signs of trauma because they've got the other stuff covered for right now.
Okay. So you're looking for trauma. You notice some stuff. You're looking at this skeleton, and you're looking at the. Well, you see what's obvious at first. You pick up the skull, and there's a big hole right through the center. Big hole right through the center of the forehead. The hole is pretty. Your hole is not. It's pretty clean. Like it'd be if somebody just pushed something straight through the bone.
So
And as you're turning this,
isn't an option in this world.
huh?
The third eye in the middle of your forehead is not an option in this world.
Not for humans, no.
Okay.
And as you're turning this around, you notice, oh hey, that looks like a thing right there. There's a little hole on the other side of the skull. And this one has little I don't know exactly how to you don't exactly know how to describe it, but it looks less normal than the hole at the front of the skull. Do with that what you will. You also notice that some of the bones of this skeleton, specifically some of the hand and arm bones, are a bit lighter than you expect, especially considering the further up you get the arm, the further up the arm you get, they get darker. Almost like they've been almost you can't quite place it, but you
something all of us are noticing, or just one of us?
You two are noticing that.
Which
Jack, you are also noticing that, but you also see little nicks. It's little nicks on the arms and on the ribs. Little cut marks.
Ah, as if by a wood chipper.
Huh?
As if by a wood chipper, where it just.
No. Much smaller than a wood chipper, much less destructive than a wood chipper.
Interesting.
With your perception check, you would have noticed that.
All right.
in the set of Fargo. Dang.
Can I roll? Do I have to re-roll just to see if I can find the stature?
No. So you grab a first off, which bone are you measuring?
I would think the femur, because that's the.
Okay.
I would think, seeing as my character's in an anthropology class, they would know that that's probably a good bone to measure.
Okay.
It's nice and long.
So you grab this, which you would know is called the osteometric board, which is a flat board with centimeter measurements on one side and a sliding thing that you put the bone between.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you orient the bone to measure it?
Lengthwise. Is that a good answer? I don't know what a good answer for that would be.
Lengthwise? Yeah, I'll take it. You measure the femur, and it ends up being just about 49 centimeters long.
Awesome.
All right.
I share my information with the group. The
Okay.
femur is 49 centimeters long.
Okay. You're more than welcome to like role play, discuss. You don't just have to like.
All right.
Yeah. Check my notes here. $49.
So I think the statue's somewhere over 49 centimeters because the femur is 49 centimeters, and the body is more than just a femur.
That makes sense. That is logical.
I agree.
Good. Do we have any indication on how much larger than 49 centimeters it might be?
I just got a text from Dr. Close. That I'd be excused for about 20 minutes.
Sure. Doctor, you approach Dr. McQueenie and ask her. Yeah. Dr. McQueenie says that he can leave the room for 20 minutes to go talk to another professor. So,
Awesome.
anyway.
Yes. What have you found in your search of this body?
Well, there is a big hole in the front of the skull.
Cool. I would guess you found cause of death. That would be my guess.
Yeah. There's also this weird thing going on with like the arm bones and the hand bones, where like they get darker as you move up, which I don't think bones are supposed to change color. I'm going to be honest. I did not take good notes for this class.
No, it's fine. I took pretty okay notes. I think we can scrape by on my notes, probably, hopefully, maybe. Probably, hopefully, maybe is my answer.
Can I look at the other partner's notes while they're gone?
Unfortunately, she took her notes with her.
Well, okay. Well, I have a guess as to what may have caused the as you said, large hole in head. I have a guess. It could be the sniper rifle. So do we want to go try that? Try that.
Yes, that sounds good.
Let's go. So
Okay,
we asked to go try a sniper rifle on a body to see if we can.
Okay. So you both get up and go to the adjacent laboratory, and you all have both been in here. It's a well-lit room, and you're not at all freaked out by the fact that there are literally hundreds of skeletal simulacra just standing by, waiting to be attacked. You go over to this table and this cabinet, and no, I'm not going to make you roll an investigation check for this. You start looking through the cabinet and you find this sniper rifle that is maybe how tall? That's maybe about this high, or maybe this high on moss. Who wants to fire it?
I'll do it.
Okay. Okay, so Dr. Delaney, you pick up the sniper rifle. It is heavy on you. It is very heavy. But you pick it up and you stumble over towards towards one of the nearest skeletons, and would you like to do this standing up or what?
I mean, I assume it would be standing.
Okay. So go ahead and make an attack roll. This will not be with your proficiency. This will be dexterity, no proficiency, and you'll take a -2 penalty
Alrighty.
for your recoil.
Well, that makes it a 4.
Okay, so
What do I break?
your hand is very unsteady on this rifle, and you're aiming down the scope, and it's shaking and it's shaking. You pull the trigger, and it goes firing off. It's about the corner of the wall and the ceiling, and lodges with this very, very loud bang.
Good
Which
job.
would be startling if everybody else didn't see you go into the room and know that, okay, somebody's probably going to be doing something odd.
Good job. Can I try?
Okay.
Okay. Wait a minute. Hang on. Let me just.
I believe
double-check.
I have proficiency in it because I have proficiency in simple and martial weapons.
Yes, you do. You do have proficiency in martial weapons. So
A dex roll
This
plus
is-
proficiency.
yes, attack roll with dexterity plus proficiency. Are you standing up?
What are the other options?
You can bring over a table and rest it, or you can lay down.
I'm gonna bring over a table, rest it.
Okay.
You know, like the snipers do in the movies.
All right. Just a second. I want to see if that. I'm pretty sure that does completely eliminate the recoil. Yes. So no reduction. And I'm sorry, Delaney. It shouldn't have been at a reduction because you're using two hands, but you missed anyway.
Yes, I rolled a 5. It was not going to do good.
Yeah. I got a 22.
Okay, that's definitely gonna hit. Go ahead and roll damage for me.
What damage die is it?
That's a 2d10 piercing.
Zip. Where's my okay? No. So that's 6 damage.
Okay.
It looks like 6 damage.
Okay, 6 damage. So you more steadily hold onto this rifle, and you did a good job by
Do you want me to
setting it from-
add my other things to it too? Because I can add the fire rune, and do some extra fire damage as well.
If you want to, go ahead.
Yes.
That's a yes. So can the skeleton make a strength saving throw?
Strength saving throw. Got it. It fails. That's a 2.
Cool. cool. So it's restrained by fiery shackles, and it takes 11 damage instead of 6.
Okay, so you fire this sniper rifle. And you steady yourself. And it fires. You hear the same bang, and you feel it kick into your shoulder. But you're used to it. You've handled firearms before, and this bullet, smack, goes straight through the skeleton skull, making almost shattering the skull. And as you do that, as you fire, little fiery runes encircle the bullet. And as it passes through the skeleton, that fire goes down the skeleton, loops around the arms, and shackles it to the ground.
Awesome.
It's very impressive. If you would like to examine the skeleton.
Yeah, can I examine the skull to see if the bullet wound looks the same as on the other skull?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and make an investigation check or a perception check, your choice.
I dropped my dice. Give me a sec.
I rolled a 17 for perception to examine the
17?
body. Finally, something good.
17 for perception.
For investigation, 18.
18. Okay. So both of you take a look at this skull, and the skeleton's still standing, so you can't take the skull off and examine it. But you pace around the skeleton, and you notice a couple things. First off, the hole is a lot bigger than the hole that you encountered on your skull. Second off, there are a lot of radiating fractures going from the entrance wound that look like they're just about to break the skeleton, break the skull in pieces. And third, you don't notice a back half of the skull.
I think we were too close. We should try it from 100 paces.
Maybe one of the other guns.
Okay, what other weapon?
I know shooting the sniper is fun, but
well, my next guess would be shotgun, but let's let you take a crack at what the next gun we should fire is.
I mean, I don't know that much about guns to begin with. I think this one was too powerful. Let's see, look at the notes. I would say probably maybe shotgun or hunting rifle.
Okay. Which one are you going for?
No, you're making me second guess myself. I do not like this.
Let's go with the shotgun.
Yes.
I'm
All
sure
right.
this will have one clean shot.
Okay, so you go through the cabinet and you pick out a shotgun. That's relatively good. That's relatively comfortable in your hands. And you walk over to a different skeleton. Jack, real quick. Do your fiery tendrils do additional damage?
Yeah, at the start of each turn.
Okay.
Extra fire damage.
I'm not even going to ask you to roll that because it's probably at least 2 damage.
Yeah, it's 2d6. So
Yeah. So at this point, the skeleton has collapsed, and there are bones kind of just in a pile. Do either of you want to? Can one of you roll a perception check real quick for me?
Yes. How's a 9 sound?
You don't notice it.
Cool. Awesome. There's nothing to notice. We should ignore this skeleton completely. Okay, let's move on.
I rolled less
So-
than that, so.
All right. So you hold this shotgun, pull it into your shoulder, and you've had some experience with shotguns before. For whatever reason, you've had some experience learning how to shoot a shotgun. So you aim down the sights and you go ahead and roll an attack roll, please. This time with proficiency, dexterity proficiency at a -1. This is Delaney.
Oh,
Sorry, Moss.
Okay. Well, let's see. Let's see. I think that gets us to an 8.
Okay, so you're feeling out the shotgun, you're aiming, pull the trigger, bang. You weren't ready for it. It's been a while since you fired a shotgun, so bang. The scatter goes up above the skeleton, hitting the walls. You notice that this one doesn't have any windows for this particular reason. You also notice that. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me real quick.
Perception?
Yeah. Wait a minute. No.
That's a 5.
You don't notice anything about the walls.
I see nothing. I'm actually super hungover for this time.
Hey, I'll be right back. My audio's messed up.
Okay. So yeah, you miss. If you don't fire again, you're more than welcome to. But
No. We're not destroying the entire lab. I really need to pass this class.
yeah, Delaney has missed with the shotgun.
Delaney, is his audio messed up for you as well, or is it just me?
Yes, I'm just very good at translating.
I can understand him. It's just wild.
You sound like a robot.
I'm sorry, but I can't leave. I can't reset because I'm recording.
Yeah.
So
Well,
okay.
So this picks up on the recording.
That's definitely going to pick up on the recording. Moss has missed their shotgun attack.
Okay. Awesome.
I missed.
I feel like we noticed that it's a spray shot, so we shouldn't try it again with this gun. Thoughts?
I mean, that is a fair observation. That leaves us with hunting rifle, handgun, assault rifle, and machine gun. I'm pretty sure it's not machine gun.
Nah, that sounds perfect, honestly.
You do notice that this machine gun is not in the cabinet. It is against the wall on tripod mount.
Mm-hmm.
Make of that what you will.
I'm gonna say we try the handgun next.
I'll let you try. I'm not good at this.
Cool. I'll try the handgun.
So you go through the cabinet and you find a decent sized handgun. You can extend your firearm to this weapon. You already extended it to shotgun. That's the sniper rifle. But you go up to the skeleton that Moss missed earlier. And would you like to take a shot?
Sure.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me an attack roll with a dexterity attack roll with proficiency.
Dexterity attack roll with proficiency. Any recoil I should be aware of?
No.
Okay.
Your strength is more than enough to handle recoil.
That's a 17.
Okay. So you take this gun, you line it up, bang. Let's bang shotgun with a sniper rifle, but still bang. Drill right through the hole, right through the skeleton, and skeleton still standing.
Okay. Can I investigate the bullet wound?
Yes, go ahead.
15.
Okay. I'm gonna say. So you notice the hole is relatively small. There are some radiating fractures, but they're not going out to completely shatter the skull. And you do see an exit in the back. I'd say that you think, yeah. This seems really familiar. And at this point, everyone walks back into the classroom and notices that Moss and Hunter are not standing by the skeleton. They are over in the trauma lab.
Just me, or does he sound like a robot?
It's everyone.
Can you reset? I'm recording.
I feel like you can reset.
Can you log on a different device and then close the device you're on?
I really don't try. Because I'm not initiating the recording, and I think that if I leave after initiating the recording, then
Could you stop the recording? Could you stop the recording, leave, come back and start a new recording and just send 2 recordings? Part 1 and part 2 kind of thing?
theoretically, yes.
My guess is your instructor will thank you for it if it means she doesn't have to listen to the robot voice.
I'll be idea. Okay. So Hunter Car is just entered the Evelyn just entered into the classroom and there's that.
Please, it's so.
Yes, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Give me a sec. And notice that her classmates are not next to the skeleton, and you'll be right